let's go over what we learned last time. And let me just find the pages. I believe last time we learned the rule of 17, the law of total tricks, and the rule of 15. Am I correct?
Yes.
All right. So let's just quickly go over those right now. Go over the hands on page 9 and learn today's lesson. All right. Rule of 17. Rule of 17 is a response to your partner's preempt bid. And again, I'm going to remind you that a preempt bid is a bid where you open at level 2, 3, or 4 to indicate 6 to 10 high card points. Yes, you can open at level 4 with 6 to 10 high card points, as long as you have the shape that you're supposed to have, which is to open at level 2, a 6-card suit, to open at level 3, a 7-card suit, and to open at level 4, an 8-card suit. You should also have at least 2 good picture cards in the suit. It gets more important as you go up the ladder. I am not opening 4 hearts with 8 hearts and 7 points unless I have really 2 good picture cards, and I probably would like to have 3 to open at the 4 level. Everybody's good with that, right? Those high card points do not have to be exclusively in the suit in which you open, but since you need to have 2 good high cards in the suit in which you open, you're not going to have too much room for other high cards in other suits, because if you did have high cards in other suits, you might have more than 10 points when you add distribution, in which case you should open at level 1. So if the question is, I have 12 points when I count up my high card points and my distribution, but I have 7 diamonds. Shouldn't I open 3 diamonds? No, you should open 1 diamond and then keep bidding diamonds as you go through the bidding. Show the extra length that way. All right, so your partner opens with a preempt bid, and you want to know whether or not to go to game. So you use the rule of 17. And okay, you use the rule of 17. And the rule of 17 says, my partner opened with a preempt bid. I am going to count my high card points plus how many cards I have in my partner's suit, the one that he preempted in. And if the total of those 2 numbers equals 17, we belong in game. So my partner opens 2 hearts. How many hearts does he have?
6 hearts.
He has 6 hearts. He has 6 to 10 high card points, but I'm not counting that right now. I'm just saying hearts. So he has 6 hearts. So I'm going to count my high card points plus my hearts. I happen to have 12 high card points and 3 hearts for a total of 15. I'm not bidding. Now, if I happen to have 14 high card points and 3 hearts, I have the rule of 17. I will go to 4 hearts. Sometimes, as I mentioned last time, I could have the rule of 17 and not have cards in my partner's suit. So my partner could open 3 hearts and I have 17 points, but I don't have any hearts. So I make the rule of 17 because 17 and 0 is 17, but I have to decide. I might still want to go to 4 hearts because he has 7 hearts. So there's a good chance that that's enough, 7 and 0. It's a good, because for every 1 I play in my partner's hand, I get 2 from the opponent's. So it's not a bad thing to play in 4 hearts. But if I have a really, really great suit of my own with my 17 points, I may want to bid that over his 2 hearts. But the one thing I'm not going to do is pass.
And If somebody
Okay, I'm
preempts,
gonna let you ask your question, but I'm gonna repeat again. I would like people to raise their hand. Go ahead.
if
Go
somebody,
ahead, Michael.
okay, if somebody preempts it 2 spades,
Yes,
and I'm sitting there with 3 spades and 9 points, 8 points.
I'm passing
Okay, why wouldn't I go to 3 spades though?
because then you're telling your partner, you're giving him an invitation. I'm gonna say again, an invitation says, we're almost there. 9 plus 3 is 12. You're not almost there. You need the rule of 17 to be able to comfortably make game. Are you very, very close to the rule of 17?
No.
Then why give him an invitation?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Got it. Okay.
Invitations can be accepted. You don't give an invitation. An invitation means that you're bidding just below game level. You don't give an invitation unless you think you have a really decent chance of making it. If you know you're going to make it, you go to game yourself. If you think you have a good shot at it, you invite and let your partner decide.
Got it.
If you're far away from it, you shut out.
I got it.
Let it go at a partial.
Got
I'd
it. Okay.
rather make the points for a partial than go down in a full game.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any questions about the rule of 17? I would be very cautious about bidding 3-no trump. I think I mentioned this last time. If I have no cards in my partner's suit. My partner preempted 3 diamonds. I don't have a diamond in my hand, but I have other points and I have 17 points in other suits. I'm a little wary about saying 3-no trump because the only suit he may have any entry into the board would be diamonds. Do you understand what I'm saying, guys?
Yep.
Yes.
Only place in the board where he could take a trick possibly is diamonds. If I have no diamonds in my hand, how can I lead a
How can
diamond
they
to his
work?
diamonds? I would be dependent upon my opponents to lead the diamonds.
And
They
they're
may
not
not.
gonna do it. They're not gonna
So-
do it.
They're not going to do it. So if I can't take any tricks from the board, I may have a real problem making 3-no trump. So that's why I'd say I'd like to make sure that I have at least a singleton in my partner's suit. I have a way to get there. Okay. All right. So the next thing we did was the law of total tricks. And that was on page 7, but you don't have to go back to page 7. Law of total tricks. Does somebody want to tell me what the law of total tricks is? I'm looking for a hand to be raised because I get bored doing all the talking. I like to hear your voice. Now, if you have to go back to page 7 to remind yourself of the law of total tricks, you did not look over your notes from last week to this week. Now, this is not school. You're not going to get in trouble with the dean, but it's to your benefit to look over those notes. When I review it, it should not be like you're learning it for the first time. You should have it kind of stuck in your head. Tom, what is the law of total tricks?
Okay, I'm looking at my notes. One of the partners needs an opening hand of 13 points, and the opener, of course, needs the 5-card major. The responder needs at least 6 points.
That's not what I'm asking. I'm sorry to interrupt. What does the law of total tricks say?
And if you have about 10 tricks in trump, that's about the number of tricks you can expect to win.
That's true. Michael, what's it going to take for you to raise your hand?
It's up, but you never answer. Do you see this up?
I'm looking right at your name and there's no hand up.
And I'm looking right at my reaction and there's 2 fingers pointing up.
Okay, do you know you have to click on where it says raise hand? You can't just click on the reactions button. You have to click where it says raise hand. Could you try that for me now?
I'm sorry,
Click
I don't
up.
even know where it says raise hand on mine. I have reactions,
Yes.
chat,
Click on
participants.
reactions, click on reactions,
Okay,
and click where it says raise hand. Click on the words raise hand. Now I see your hand up.
oh, I thought reactions, your hand goes up automatically.
No.
Oh,
No.
no.
Go ahead. So what were you saying about the law of total tricks?
Wait, gotta click on my hand.
I see it, dear. Just go ahead and answer the question.
What I said before was if you have, the first circumstance is if you have 10 trump between you both, the law of tricks, trick says that you expect to get about the same number of trump that you and your partner have together.
Same number of tricks as you'd have in trump.
Right.
Okay, but you can't just automatically say, we have 10 trump, we're going to get 10 tricks. You have to have a certain shape.
Absolutely.
One of the partners has to have singleton. So if it's 5, 5 and 5, 5 spades, 5 spades, that may not be enough to make 10 tricks, because if you have losers in the other suits that you're going to lose when your opponent leaves them before you have a chance to trump those suits, you're not going to make you 10 tricks. So one partner has an opening hand, opens in a major. The other partner has 5 cards in the same major, meaning that they have 10, at least 10. Someone could have opened with 6 cards, right? Doesn't mean they won't automatically have 5. They could have had 6 or even 7. The other partner has 5 in that suit and a singleton and at least 6, 7, 8 points. You're not going to do, if I have 5 trump, my partner opens 1 spade and I have 5 spades, but I only have 3 points. I'll say 2 spades. I will show him that there's support, but I'm not going to go to 4. So here's a question. Why wouldn't I just pass? I know there's a fit. Partner opens 1 spade. I've got 3 points and 5 spades. Why am I doing a simple raise? Why am I not just passing? Anybody have a thought? I'm looking for a hand.
Wait, let's see if I
June, what do you think?
I think you want to see what your partner has. You might want to go higher.
My partner may be sitting there with 19 points. Right?
Right.
Absolutely. Let's not be in the mindset, my partner has 13 points, he opened. My partner has at least that much. We could be sitting there with a possibility of definitely 4 spades, maybe even more. So we're not going to pass with 3 points if we have 5 spades. Are we going to pass with 3 spades and 3 points?
Yes.
You betcha.
Yes.
You betcha. You got nothing extra there. Maybe if you have a singleton and 3 points, that would, oh, we didn't get there yet. That's today's lesson. That's reevaluating your hand. Okay, so now we have the law of total tricks. So you can go right to game if you've got 5 in your partner's major suit and you've got 6 or more points and a singleton. If you have opening points and support for your partner's major suit, you will not go right to 4. You will use Jacoby 2 no trump, which we learned about 2 weeks ago, which I will not review now. And the final one that we did last week was the rule of 15, which is used in 4th position. Nobody has bid. You are the 4th player to have an opportunity to bid. You really don't want to throw in the hand if there's any possibility of you making an opening bid. So the rule of 15 says, you count, you're not going to respond to your partner hasn't bid, partner has passed. You count your high card points and the number of spades you have. And if the total is 15, you can make an opening bid. The ideal thing to make an opening bid in is spades. Does anyone remember why? Why is it great in 4th position to open 1 spade?
Because
Okay.
Anybody have their hand up? Anybody think? Gladys, what do you think?
I assume the opponents can't enter the bidding at that point. They passed originally. They'd
Right.
have to the 2 level.
They would have to overcall at the 2 level, right?
Right.
And what do you need to overcall at the 2 level? You need an opening hand.
Right.
Which they just said that they don't have.
Right.
So opening 1 spade in the 4th position is a great thing to do, but you must have the rule of 15. Just having 5 spades is not going to be enough. Make sure that your high card points be at least 10, right? See how you have to have 10 high card points to go with your 5 spades to make the rule of 15. Great opening bid in 4th position. Okay. Any questions about the rule of 15? These are all pretty much mathematics. All right. Then we have the 2 hands on page 9. Did I give you a chance last week to bid out those hands? We go over the bidding of those hands?
Yes,
Just the first one.
That's the first one, but we didn't go over the play of the hand?
no, we did. We
did the
did
first
winners and losers on the first hand.
Okay, so the first hand, West was the dealer. West has 5, 12 high card points, 1 point for the extra spade. It's a 13-point hand, nothing for the singleton club, not yet anyway. She opens 1 spade. North has enough points to overcall, correct?
Yes,
She's overcalling at the 2 level. And she needs opening points to do that. She's got 14 high card points, 2 points for the extra club. She's got a 16-point hand. She overcalls 2 clubs. East is the partner of somebody who opened 1 spade. This is exactly the situation we talked about before. I have 5 spades. My partner has 5 spades, but East has a Yarborough, which means she doesn't have any points in her hand, but she's still going to say 2 spades. For the very reasons that we talked about a few minutes ago. Clear?
yes.
South, her partner overcalled at the 2 level, showing opening points. So South is responding to a partner with opening points. South has 6, 7, 10, 12 high card points. And 1 point for the extra. Actually, she's got more.
Fine.
Because her partner opened in clubs, she needs 5 clubs to answer an opening bid of 1 club. This is an overcall of 2 clubs, showing 5 clubs, right? You need 5 cards to overcall. So South knows that North has at least 5 clubs because she overcalled in clubs. That means they have at least 10 clubs together. So they should make at least 10 trips. And she's got all those points. So what did we want South to bid?
3 clubs.
Is that what we said last time? 3 clubs?
Yes,
Okay, 3 clubs. West's partner showed a minimum hand. West doesn't really have enough points to go further. I think West is going to pass. North. I think I'd like North to go to 5 clubs.
Mm.
That's what we said.
right.
I didn't write down the bids here, so I'm just bidding them with this, like it's brand new. So I think North can go to 5 clubs, and we counted the losers, and
Mhm.
we said she's going to lose no spades. She's going to lose maybe 1 heart.
Mhm.
Does she make the finesse in hearts? You guys know what a finesse means?
Oh,
Yes,
can she?
Will she?
will she?
Oh.
No, she'll lose the
Will she
king.
make the heart finesse?
No,
She most certainly will.
Yes,
She leads the queen from her hand.
Oh, that way.
Sorry, queen from the dummy. North is the Clara. North bid clubs first.
Yeah.
South is dummy. She leads the, North is playing it. North will lead the queen from the dummy. If West plays the king, North plays the ace and takes the trick that way. If South plays the queen and West plays low, she doesn't lose any hearts at all. It is going to be queen, low, low, low. No, she'll still lose. West has to cover that king. West has to cover the king. She plays the jack of hearts If West covers it with the king, she plays the ace, but then she still loses the 9 to East's 10. The only way she doesn't lose a heart is if West holds on to that king until the third round. Understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
If West holds off playing that king, which she probably shouldn't, but if she does, South plays the queen, West plays low. She takes it with the queen. South plays the jack, West plays low. She wins it with the jack. South plays the 9, West plays the king. North plays the ace. And East 10 doesn't do her any, a 10 of hearts doesn't do her any good because Clara doesn't have any more hearts. But if it doesn't work that way, if West does play the king, she will lose 1 heart. So let's say one potential heart lose. In diamonds, she must lose the king of diamonds, the ace of diamonds. You agree?
Yes.
I don't see any way to get rid of those diamonds. She's going to lose the ace of diamonds. And in clubs, she doesn't lose a blessed thing.
No.
So she loses maybe 1 heart, definitely 1 diamond, and makes her contract.
Right.
Everybody sees that, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Is there anyone who does not understand a finesse at this point? Please speak up, because if you're in an advanced class and you don't yet understand a finesse, we need to go over it, because that is such a basic part of the play. Okay.
And
Sample.
I think, and I know you asked for them to use the reactions, but Florence is raising her hand. She might not have access to the reactions button. She's
Okay,
trying
Florence.
she's-
Oh,
yeah.
Florence, I'm sorry. Your hand is up. I just didn't notice it. I apologize. Go ahead, Florence. Thank you.
You have to unmute. You have to unmute.
I have a question.
Florence, your hand was up there. I just didn't happen to notice it.
That's
I'd
okay.
ask you a question, dear.
I don't, I'm not answering your question. I want another question. I don't understand the bidding that South would only say three clubs. Doesn't make sense. If she had 7 points, she'd say 3 clubs. If she has 15 points, she says 3 clubs. Why wouldn't she say 4 clubs to show she's got?
She probably would.
It doesn't make sense.
That's fine. We
Okay.
said 3 clubs last time.
Yes.
I probably would say 4 clubs. I'd invite her.
Okay.
That's a perfectly legitimate bid.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Okay, sample hand number 2, Henrietta, Gladys, and June. Do you have questions, or did you just?
I have a question. I have a question. On that hand, so she bids, so if you're bidding in a minor suit, so the
Yes.
invitation to game would be 4?
Yes,
Is that what you're saying? So that in
Yes.
this hand, to invite to game, to say, listen, I've got all these clubs and you're bidding clubs, and we have 10 between us at least, if not more. So.
yes, 10 is a legitimate bid.
Okay, all right. So then you would go.
4
to-
probably would be the better bid.
Right, because North bids 2 clubs. So South says, hey, I've got this great hand. Let me tell you, I'm going to bid 4 clubs. You can go to game or not.
I agree with you. Probably
Okay.
4 was the better bid.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so let's go on. Thank good. That was sharp. Let's go on to sample hand number 2, where East is the dealer. And if you haven't already bid out this hand, let's bid it out until we have a contract. East has a choice of which to open. East has
Yeah,
two
I know.
possibilities of an opening bid. Okay, let's start wrapping it up. Is there someone who hasn't contributed anything today that would like to tell us what bidding they had for this hand? You'd like to raise your hand? I'm looking at a whole bunch of names.
No, I was looking at the-
I'm looking for some
Raise
names, some people that we haven't heard from today. I don't like to just call on people because I don't know if they would like to share. Okay, Mickey.
I'm confused. That's why I'm raising my hand, okay? The East, okay, East is the dealer.
Yes.
I dealt it as a
You bid it, you mean?
week. Pardon me, I bid it as a weak hand at a two spades. No, I mean, oh, no, I'm looking at the wrong hand. It should have been two clubs.
But that's not a weak bid.
No, that's not a big bid then.
That's
No.
a 22-point
No,
hand.
no, okay, I'm sorry, I've looked at the wrong hand. I wrote down one, let me just look at them. I would pass it.
Okay, does anybody have a different feeling
Yes.
about this?
Yes, can you hear me?
Please don't call out.
Okay.
Florence, what do you think? Oh, you know what? I'm sorry, Florence, I called on
I
you,
did it all
but I
wrong.
haven't heard from Marie today. So Marie, what do you think?
Yeah, I could pass up a hand with 6 clubs in it, so I bid 1 club. I want to.
Okay, that is definitely
partner.
one choice. So I'm going to, no, it's not exactly 13 points,
Right,
but it is 10 high card points, 2 points for the distribution is a 12-point hand. Certainly a legitimate opening bid, 12 points with such a beautiful club suit. So
Right.
let's bid this through to a contract if East opens 1 club. Marisa, what did South do?
and South bid 1
On
spade.
spades.
So South overcalled, right?
Yeah,
Okay. West is responding to a partner's opening bid of 1 club,
Right,
but
Yes.
West has,
yes,
hang on, please. West has 6 points,
right,
but cannot bid, even though she has a 4-card heart suit, she can't bid 2 hearts over 1 spade for a variety of reasons. Number 1, that would show an 11-point hand.
right,
Go to the 2 level. Number 2, usually when you bid hearts over spades, that means you have 5. But what West does have is a perfectly fine 1 no trump response to show 6 to 10 points. So if East opens 1 club and South overcalls 1 spade, West can say 1 no trump. Everyone sees that? 6 to 10 points, that's what she's got. North is now responding to her partner's overcall of 1 spade, knowing her partner has at least 10 points and at least 5 spades. You know, I said 10 points because you can overcall at the 1 level with 10 points
Yeah,
if you have 2 honors in the suit. So North can say 2 spades. Actually, let's see her points. 6, 7, 11. No, North can say 3 spades.
That's what I had.
North can say
Yes.
3 spades with 11.
Yeah.
Actually, it's more than 11 points. North, there's an
Well-
argument to be made for North going all the way to game because of her singleton club,
yeah.
which we'll talk about later. North will either say 3 or 4 spades. East will pass, South will pass, West will pass. I think North went to 4 spades. Contract is 4 spades. Okay, so South is declarer, North is the dummy, West is on lead. West will lead her partner's suit. Her partner bid clubs. Which club is she going to lead?
Queen.
Queen. Top of touching honors in her partner's suit. She leads the queen of clubs. North puts her hand down on the table. The dummy hand, South makes her plan. Well, she goes suit by suit. In spades, how many losers?
One.
All right, again, you're not looking at West and East. You're looking from the perspective of the declarer, who does not see West and East, doesn't see anything except the queen of clubs and her hand, and now her partner's hand. So she says, if I make the finesse, I don't lose any spades. Again, I'm saying if you don't understand the finesse, let me know, and I'll go over it with you. But if she leads the jack of spades and West plays the king, she plays the ace, and then she doesn't lose any spades. If she leads the jack of spades, West plays low, she plays low in the dummy and hopes that East isn't the one with the king. Now we know, because we see all 4 hands, that East does have the king and she will lose the finesse, but she doesn't know that, but she's counting it as a possible loser. In hearts, no possible losers. You agree?
Right.
Anybody think there's a loser in hearts?
No.
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 In diamonds, I'm sorry? Somebody sees a loser in hearts that I don't see?
No.
Okay, I thought I heard yes. In diamonds, she will not lose any diamond tricks as long as she plays the honor from the short side, which means that she plays the king of diamonds first, then the queen, then the 8 to the ace. By that time, all the rest of her diamonds are good too. Right? All those diamonds in the dummy, she makes all those diamonds good.
Yeah.
And what can she throw off on those good diamonds? She can throw off those lousy clubs that she doesn't need. Am I going too fast, or everyone got it?
Got it.
Okay. In clubs, yep, she's going to lose that first club. And as a matter of fact, when she plays when West plays that queen of clubs, East knows East does not have to play the ace on it. He knows his partner has the highest club she has as a queen. He's got the ace and king. No reason to beat it, because he's not going to play it back, because the dummy is now out. So she loses 1 definite in clubs, 1 maybe in spades. She knows she has her contract. Any questions?
Yeah.
Okay. Does everyone understand what I mean by playing the honor? I see you, Ellen. I'll call on you in 1 second. Does everyone know what I mean by playing the honor from the short side?
Yes.
Okay. If she played the ace first of diamonds and then a little one to the king and queen, then she wouldn't have any more diamonds to get back to the good diamonds on the board. So when you have winners in one place and winners in the other, you play the winners from the side that is shorter. In this case, it would be her hand. She'd play the king of diamonds, then the queen of diamonds, then the 8 of diamonds to the ace. And by that time, she's counting the diamonds that come out of her opponent's hands, and she sees they don't have any more. So now her 2 little diamonds that are left will be good. Okay. Yes, Ellen. Ellen, honey, you're muted. I can't hear you.
I can't talk much, I have ice, but I have a question. I would have passed on the clubs, how would that have worked out? In the beginning, I would have passed out on East,
You would have passed on that hand?
yeah,
Okay, let's take it that way. I wouldn't have. But,
definitely
Pass.
not,
so pass from
okay,
east.
so you have to, okay, I got you, all right. you
Well, let's
definitely
go
def-
over. So south would have opened one spade.
Right,
North would have said 3 spades. Maybe
Right.
4 spades. I think the bidding would have gone the same way.
Yeah,
The difference is West might not have known to lead the club.
right, so less communication, that's the only
There'd be
thing,
less communication, sure. Even if you
Okay.
don't get the contract, the bidding is a way of communicating to your partner what you should be leading, what they should be leading. I also want to tell you that there was a possibility of East opening 3 clubs, not 2 clubs,
right.
Like,
There are too many.
okay? Because when you have clubs, I think we talked about this when we went over preempt in the previous group of classes, that if you have only 6 clubs, but you've got really strong clubs, you've got a choice of lying a little bit and opening at the 3 level, promising 7, and you only have 6. It's not the better bid. The better bid here is 1 club.
so sorry.
The better bid is 1 club. The clubs are nice, but they're not quite strong enough to open at the 3 level.
And
Yes,
I have my hand up. Now,
yes,
you-
Tom.
I
I got you all crazy now.
I had 3 clubs because you say sometimes if you have a little bit more nerve. No, if you had 3 clubs in his hand, you would have eliminated them from getting game.
3 clubs, 7, 5. Hang on a minute. I'm not preempting. I'm not preempting. I'm not overcalling if I'm south.
No, I know, that's what I mean. So they can't go to game.
Okay, that's true. That's the whole purpose of a preempt. So let's see what would they make 3 clubs?
Now, how many points do you need to preempt to start with? 6 to 8?
6 to 10.
6 to 10.
But you need a really strong hand to overcall a preempt.
Okay.
South doesn't have it. So,
No.
so if East opened 3
I hope
clubs,
Only for you, I hope it's soon. Okay,
please don't have conversations if your mic is live. If East preempts 3 clubs, West does not have the rule of 17, and West would not be able to go to 5 clubs. So let's just see if they make 3 clubs. In spades, they might lose 2. They
Yeah.
might. In hearts, ace, king, definitely 2. In diamonds, definitely 2.
6.
So they lose 2 diamonds for sure. They lose 2 hearts for sure, and they lose 1 spade for sure. They go down.
They do go down, yes, yes.
But the points that their opponents get for defeating them is not as much as they get for making 4 spades. So sometimes that might not have been a bad bid. I would have opened 1 club because I would not able to see the future, and I'd rather show my points that I have. I'm really close to 13 points,
Okay.
which I am. Let me see. I see some hands. I see Henrietta. I see Gladys, and I see June. Go ahead, ask a question.
2, 3, 4.
What would happen if East opens 3 clubs? That's what I originally had her
That's what we
do.
just said.
Right.
Just said it probably would have ended at 3 clubs.
What if South said, although she shouldn't say this, but what if she's feeling whatever and says, you know what? I've got a great hand. I love it. And I've got all these
But she
spades.
doesn't. She doesn't have a great hand.
So she's not going to even,
No. My opponents opened 3 clubs. I am not overcalling without a fabulous suit and at least 15 or 16 points.
yeah, and I don't have.
I am
that.
opening the bidding for my side at the 3 level. I better have a very good suit. I don't call 5 spades topped by a jack a very good suit.
Would North,
If
North has 6,
North-
7, 11. No.
Smith?
No,
No.
what Tom said is right. if this hand is open to 3 clubs, North and South are denied their contract, which is, they're the ones that should have this contract, but you are denying them that. Now, you, again, we are not playing the way I would love us to play, with real cards in our hands. We're only looking at our own hands. You guys have the, I could say advantage, but I really think it's a disadvantage of being able to see all 4 hands. And you're bidding because you know what's coming down the pike. In the real world of bridge, you would only see your cards. So you don't, so you could say, yes, it's better to open 3 clubs because South doesn't have the hand to overcall, and therefore they wouldn't, because you don't know all that. You see what I'm saying? So my hope and prayer is that you're able to open up at the Long Beach Library, and I'm able to come and work with you guys in person, where you get to see the real thing and all you see is your hand. All right, Marilyn, I'm going to ask you for your question, and then I'm going to go on to today's lesson. Go ahead, Marilyn.
I had it as East opens 3 clubs and South doubles. How many points does South need to double? And then North bid.
Okay, so a double would be a takeout double, and it shows at least 3 cards in each of the unbid suits. She does not have 3 cards in hearts. Yes, she has the ace king, but she does not have 3 cards in hearts. To double at the 3 level is also strong because it's forcing your partner to bid.
Right.
It's forcing your partner to bid at the 3 level. So I would say again about 15 to 16 points.
So she didn't have enough points. Okay.
Didn't have enough points, didn't have 3 hearts.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for your question. It was a good question. Okay, Florence is the last question. Florence, then Michael, and then I'm going on.
Why wouldn't, when the bidding is, when South says a spade, North is sitting with almost an opening hand, why would they say 2 no trump, just to tell them I have enough points to go to game?
Your mic is on.
Would make it so much easier for the bidding.
Let's see. East open, South says 1 spade. Yeah, because originally I said 3 spades, and then I realized it could go to 4 spades. Yes, she could say 2 no trump.
Makes it easier.
If they play Jacoby 2 no trump, yes, she could say 2 no trump. Now, if there had been a bid after the 1 spade, she couldn't do it. So if South had said, if South opened and West bid something, then North can't do Jacoby 2 no trump.
Can or can't?
Cannot.
Cannot.
But
the other way they can.
But the other way they can.
Even though
because
East,
made a big.
even though East open, North can still say 3.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
The only problem with Jacoby 2 no trump there, that's Florence I'm talking to,
Yes.
is that South's bid did not necessarily show opening points. It's an overcall. She
True,
could
yeah.
have as few as 10 points.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's a little risky to do that, but I understand your point.
But that's why I questioned it, because when we were playing it this way, and when we felt, since South didn't open and East opened, can you still say 2 no trump? That was really my question, because South didn't open.
If East, if East had said 1 spade, let's say, and South was able to overcall 2 hearts, and North had support in hearts, that's a different story, because that bid shows that South had opening points, right? Because she overcalled at the 2 level. But when you overcall at the 1 level, you may not have opening points.
Right.
So it's a little risky to do Jacoby 2 no trump.
You're right. Okay, thank you.
Thanks. All right, Michael, and then I really have to go on.
Tell me what's wrong with my analysis. When I looked at this problem, the only thing I saw was 1 club. And the reason I looked at it is, first you have 12 points, not a great point total, but okay. So I said 12 points, but we got, we have 6 clubs, so it's worth something. The other 2 suits, the hearts and diamonds, are meaningless at this point. They're nothing. And the spade might be meaningless, maybe not. Depends on how that goes. I didn't see this as a great hand. Don't forget, I don't see anybody's hand yet. So I said 1 club.
I agree with you. That's the bid I would have made, but it is possible.
What would I think about three clubs? How would I have to think about three clubs just from looking at East?
All right. As it turns out, three clubs was the better bid because it did stop South and North from making their hand.
Yeah, but you
from
don't know
making their
that.
contract. No, you don't know that. I would have bid one club also because of the 12 points. What I had said to you when I first taught you preempts is that the one thing you can't preempt at the 2 level is clubs because a 2 club bid is a strong bid.
Right.
But I said if you have a really great club suit with 6 clubs, you can preempt 3 clubs, lie a little bit about the fact that you don't have 7, but it's made up for the fact that you have a really strong suit. I don't think this is strong enough to do it preempted at 3, but some people would. You know, you asked me about to tell you what's wrong with your thinking. There's nothing right or wrong in bridge. There's choices. You know, I started at the beginning saying East has a choice here. I think one club in hindsight was not the better bid, but that's the bid that you and I would have made because at the beginning, that's what it seems is the better bid. Show my partner that I have 12 points.
Okay.
So I agree with you. One club is the way to go. All right. We've got a little more than a half hour here, and it's time to learn about reevaluating your hand. Please take, 5 minutes. Look over page 10 up to the practice exercises, and I'll bet you'll be able to tell me how to reevaluate your hand just based on these notes. Gladys, do you have a question or you just haven't lowered your hand yet?
No, thank you.
Okay, if you wouldn't mind lowering your hand, please. Okay, about 30 more seconds. Okay, if you could come back together with me, please. So what do I mean by reevaluating your hand? Let me see those hands fly up. What do I mean when I say you're reevaluating your hand? Michael?
Reevaluate your hand means that you can distribute additional points to increase the points in your hand. And that could only be done after you find a match with a match with your partner.
A fit. Let's use the word
I'm
fit.
sorry, a fit. And that you can know the fit right away. If somebody opens 5 spades and you have 3, you got a fit.
You mean one spade?
I'm sorry, 1 spade. and you got 3 spades, you have a fit with 8 spades. The minute you see that yourself, instead of the points that you figured you had, you can just use high card points and assign additional points, whether you have a singleton, doubleton, or a void.
That was a very clear explanation, don't you think, guys?
Yes.
And you
All
can't,
right.
you can't use them both. And the other thing is sometimes it might not be beneficial to use revalue. Sometimes your extra length might be fine too. So
That's
pick the
true.
one that works best for you.
Okay, so what all this means is when you first get your hand dealt to you and you count up the value, right? The first thing you do is you count the cards, make sure you have 13, separate your red and black suits, and then you count up your points. Before you do anything else, you count up your points. And you might have a singleton or a doubleton or a void, and that's very nice, but you cannot say that that's valuable to you because it's only valuable if it's not in a suit that your partner wants to have as trump. So how can you say, oh, good, I have a void. What if that's the suit your partner has 6 in? That's not going to be very helpful to you. So you don't give any kind of point value to the short suits until you and your partner have established a fit. And as Michael said, sometimes that fit shows up right away. Your partner opens 1 spade and you've got 3. Sometimes you've got to hear a little bit more from your partner before you realize that you have a fit. For example, I open 1 club, my partner says 1 heart, but I have 4 hearts. So I know now because he bid, I know we have a fit. How come I didn't bid the hearts to start with? Didn't have 5. Didn't have 5. Okay, so what we haven't talked about is what is the value that we could give to the short suits once we realize there's a fit with our partner. The voids will get 5 points, not if your partner has bid the suit. The singletons will get 3 and the doubletons will get 1. But you cannot also give points to the extra length. So if I have a 6-card suit and a singleton, I can give that singleton 3 points, but I can't give 2 extra points for the 6 cards. Can't have it both ways in life, guys. Live long enough to know that. I hope we do. All right. So this will maybe help you make a decision as to whether to go to game or not. So if your partner says, if your partner shows like 13 points and you've got 11 and you aren't sure if you should push to game, but you also have a doubleton, well, now you have 12. Maybe now you could. Okay, so we're all good?
Yes.
And so a couple little notes here. I do have in the second paragraph reminders of how many points you need to make contracts in major suits, in the minor suits, in no trump. Look that over if that's not something that you know cold. Remember that 3 no trump is usually preferable to playing in 5 clubs or 5 diamonds. Usually, I'm reminding you, do not give yourself dummy points right away unless you know there's a fit, and do not give yourself both dummy points. That's the short points for the short suits and the long suits, points for the long suits. All right, let's go over these practice exercises. Please have a pencil handy. And I'm going to read to you. And when I get to the blank, I'm going to ask that you not shout out the answer, that you just write down the answer. I'd appreciate it. Partner has opened 1 diamond. Partner has opened 1 diamond. Your response was 1 spade. By the way, you know you have 6 points, right?
Mhm.
You could have a lot more. You could have all the way up to like 17 or 18 points, where if you had 17 or 18 points and your partner opened, you could do something called a jump shift. Know about a jump shift?
Yes.
Where you jump up 1 level and change the suit. But if your bid was 1 spade, you don't have that. Okay, partner then rebid 2 spades. First he bid a diamond, then you bid a spade, and he said 2 spades. Please write down how many spades opener has for sure, almost definitely for sure. And be ready to tell me how you knew that. And I'd also like you to tell me approximately how many points opener has, because his rebid told you. We're going to be looking at some hands after this, but I want to go over those answers. So, did you put down that opener has 4 spades?
Yes.
Yes.
Opener bid your suit. He wouldn't do that unless he knew there was a fit and you only promised him 4.
Right.
Could you have 5 when you responded
Yes.
1 spade? You certainly could.
Yes.
Did we learn new minor forcing?
Yes.
Right, so you could use new minor forcing later on, but don't worry about it for now. So definitely partner has 4 spades. I'm not saying at least 4 spades, because if he had 5 spades, he probably would have opened 1 spade as opposed to 1 diamond. Now, here's the harder question. Approximately how many points?
13 to 16.
He has 13, probably 15, maybe 16 points. He has a minimum hand. He could even have 12 points. He has a minimum hand. How do we know? He didn't jump a level. Remember, when you have a minimum hand and you're bidding
Yes.
opener for the second time, that if you bid whatever you bid at the cheapest level possible, you're showing no more than 15, maybe 16 points. There's no way he has 17 points. He would have said 3 spades. Well, if he had extra points, wouldn't he bid higher at his opening bid? No, because an opening bid is 13 to 21 points. So he could have 13, 14, up to 21. All right, so we know that opener has 4 spades and no more than, let's say, 15 or 16 points. So now we're going to look at page 11. And these 3 hands here, A, B, and C, are all different hands that you might have. Remember, if there's a fit with your partner, you can count shortness. You can count shortness. So for these 3 hands, partner opened a diamond, said a spade, he said 2 spades. What do you do next? Please write down or bid for hand A, and what if you had hand? What if you had hand B, and what if you had hand C? And we will go over it in a couple of minutes.
Oh, gee.
Okay? If you would like to give your answer to any of these 3, if you would raise your hand, please. Try to call on you. Again, I'd love to hear new voices.
I can't understand.
Looking for some people to volunteer. See a couple of hands up. I see you, Ruth. I see you.
Okay, the first one I
No,
had,
no, 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 no. I see you, and I will call on you, but I want to give them a chance to finish up. You've got all 3 done, Ruth?
yes,
Good, good girl. Looking for some more hands. And we're going to get back together in about 30 seconds. Okay, Ruth.
yeah, this is,
So let me just remind everybody, my partner opened a diamond. I responded a spade. Was that the correct response for hand A? One spade over my partner's one diamond?
Yes.
My partner showed support, minimum hand by saying 2 spades. And Ruth, what are you doing in hand A?
I would say 4 spades because I gave 2 extra points and I have 13 points, and 13 would make 4 spades.
Can you specifically tell me how you got the 13 points?
Yes, I counted the spades, then I counted the 2 doubletons. I gave 2 extra points for that. And then with the clubs, it came to 13 points.
Well, you counted your high card points, right?
Yes, the high card points,
How many high card points do you have?
11
Okay. Now, where did I get the 2 extra points from?
on the 2 doubletons.
Okay. So because there's a fit with my partner, 1 point for each doubleton, that makes my 11 high card points a 13-point hand. I am not giving myself an extra point for the extra spade, although some people would, because that means we have 9 trump instead of 8,
Yeah.
which I understand that, but it's definitely enough points to go to 4. So 4 spades, to me, is the correct way to go. Okay, Tom, would you like to do hand B, please?
I have 3, 5, 6 high card points and 5 for a singleton. Oh boy, and I passed.
Oh, I don't have 5 for singleton.
Oh no, 3. So it was 9. So I said pass with that hand.
Okay, so 2 spades is as far as you would go.
Right.
Okay, I agree with you. If my partner had a medium hand of 17 points, that's okay. But he has no more than 15 points, maybe 16 points. Doubtful that he has 16 points. I don't think there's enough there to go to game. And if you invite him, he might accept, right? You don't want to invite him. If it's doubtful, we'll make it. So hand B, I would say you did have enough to bid once, but I wouldn't bid again. Who would like to do hand C? Somebody who hasn't done something, maybe? Well, I'm glad we got a couple of new people jumping in. June, you want to give it a shot? I don't know if she's there. June, are you there? Maybe not. All right, Henrietta.
I'll try it. I don't know. I have 10 high card points. Plus, I gave myself 1 more point for the Doubleton Club to give me 11. And I bid with that 11. My partner maybe has 13, maybe 15. I'm not sure. I said, let me find out. I bid 3 spades.
I agree with you.
Yes.
I agree with you. I agree with you. If he has 15 spades, we have game. He knows how much. I know the range of what he has, but I don't know exactly what he has, but he does. If he has 13 points, he'll pass. Because remember, when you give an invitation, the person who's being invited has to have a little extra to go to game. If he only has 13 points, he'll pass. With 15 points, he'll go to game. Excellent. Very good, guys. Okay, let's go on to scenario number 2. Partner has opened 1 heart. Please, when I get to the blank, please just write down the answers. Don't say the answers. Partner's opened 1 heart. How many hearts does opener have? And when I say it, I mean how many hearts is it promising? Please write down the answer. And now you've only heard, you all wrote down 5, right?
Yes.
Didn't want me to burst into tears here, so you all wrote down 5.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the only bidding I'm giving you. Whole new scenario. So in hand A, B, and C, based only on your partner's opening bid of 1 heart. These, oh, I didn't give you a space to write down the answer. You'll have to squeeze it in somewhere. Oh, wait. You also should answer the question, should you include dummy points? In hand A, B, and C, all 3 hands, can you include dummy points? Can you include points for short suits?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, if you
You
have
don't
a,
have don't you have a fit with your partner in all 3 cases?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes, so of course you can include dummy points. Now, not every hand may have a short suit, a singleton or a doubleton or a void. Hint, hint, hand B doesn't. So based on the fact that you can include dummy points if they exist, because you do have a fit with your partner, write down what your response would be to your partner's opening bid of 1 heart. And I'll give you a couple of minutes, and then I'll be looking for some hands to tell me what they think.
Listening to a Zoom program. Everything okay?
Please do not have a conversation with a live mic. Thank you. Ern, I see your hand. I'm going to be calling on you in a minute, okay? Thank you for raising your hand. Let's get some other brave people up here.
Hmm? What do you want to know? Let's make it. What's the question?
Okay, Ruth, hand A, what do you think? Your partner's opened 1 heart. What are you going to say with that?
I'm going to say 2 hearts.
Please explain.
7 high card points and 1 for dummy, which makes only 8. So that only makes enough for 2 hearts.
When you say dummy, you mean this doubleton?
A doubleton, yes.
Okay, with 7 points. Sorry, you have 7 high card points. You have 1 point for the doubleton because there's a fit. 8 points, still 6 to 10 points. Still going to say 2 hearts. Thank you. Sandra, would you do the second hand, please?
Yes, I have 11 points, so I say 3 hearts.
Right. Any points, any dummy points? Any reevaluating your
No.
hand?
No,
Nah.
there's no,
Your hand is
none.
the same blah that it was before. It's not too blah, but you know. You're inviting him. Partner's going to know you're inviting him because you said 3. With 13 points, he passes. With 15 points, he goes to game, right?
Right.
Right.
Right, okay. Somebody new, come on, new hands, no new hands. Gail, hi Gail.
Hello.
How's every little thing?
Just great.
All right, hand C, that's the tricky one.
Okay, so for hand C, there's 12 high card points, but I'm going to add 5 for the
No, 5 is a boy.
No, I'm not adding 5. I meant
3.
3.
Okay.
I meant 3.
Yes, you did.
For the singleton. So now I have 15 points, and my partner has at least 13. So I'm going to game at 4 hearts.
Okay, so I just want to remind you that we learned going from one heart from your partner, 4 hearts from you. Doesn't that show that you have 5 hearts in a singleton and 6 to 8 points? Remember the law of total tricks?
Oh,
yes.
So what I think is the better bid here, Gail, that's not a terrible bid, but it doesn't really describe your hand as accurately as a 2-no trump bid would show. Remember Jacoby 2-no trump?
right.
Shows that I have opening points and support in my partner's major suit. You guys remember that?
Yes.
Okay, so that's really what you have there. You have support for your partner's major suit and you have opening points. Let's keep the 1 heart, 4 hearts. For a partner, I have 5 hearts to go with your 5 hearts, and I've got a singleton, and I've got like 7, 8 points. Remember that? Total tricks. Okay. All right, but thank you. All right, last scenario. Get that pencil ready. Partner has opened one club. You're going to give the same response in all three hands. So please look quickly at all three hands and then write down on the line what you would respond in each case. Did you all write down one heart? In all three cases, your response is one heart. Even though in hand B and C, you had 4 spades, if your partner opens in a minor and you've got 4 hearts and 4 spades, you respond with a lower one, right? You're going to respond one heart in all 3 cases. Okay. Then I have your partner rebidding, meaning his second bid is 1 spade. And I ask the question, how many spades does opener have? Please write down what you think.
4.
Did you all write down 4 spades?
Yes.
Yes.
So opener has 4 spades. He does not have 4 hearts. How do you know?
You would have bid them.
You would have said,
He
yeah.
would have supported your hearts because you promised him 4. Yes, I know you have more than 4 in one case, but you promised him 4. So if he doesn't have 4 hearts, he's not going to bid your suit. So he's got 4 spades, fewer than 4 hearts, and at least 3 diamonds. Because he opened 1 diamond. Oh, sorry. Sorry. He opened 1 club. Relax. Don't have a stroke. He opened 1 club. I made a mistake. I forgot what I wrote. Okay. Considering the bidding described above, I'd like you to write down what your next bid would be. He opened a club. You said a heart. He said a spade. Use what you know about his hand, what you know about your hand. Make a decision what your next bid should be. And if there's dummy points, if you think there's a fit with his spades, then you can include dummy points. Let me know if you'd like to do one by raising your hand, please. One hand up. Gail, is your hand still up from before, or did you want to do one of these? I guess I got my answer. Okay, only Tom wants to? All right, Tom, my partner has opened 1 club. I have said 1 heart. He says 1 spade. What am I doing in hand A?
In hand A, I'm gonna bid 2 hearts because I can rebid him because I have 6 and I don't have to support the 4 spades to go with his.
Okay. Well, guys, I agree with him that he should rebid his hearts, but I am not going to agree with the level. Partner has an opening hand. I've got 7, 14, 15 high card points. Just in high card points, I have 15 points. A bid of 2 hearts at this point would show kind of a minimum hand, maybe 7, 8, 9 points. I'm just bidding the hearts again because I can, because I have 6. This hand is too strong to do that. I'm gonna go jump up to 3 hearts. Partner says a club, I say a heart. He says a spade, I say 3 hearts. That tells him not only do I have 6 hearts, but I'm inviting him to game in hearts. He can always go back to say no. He could say 3 no trump at this point, right? I don't want to go to 4 hearts. I want to give him an opportunity to say 3 no trump. Maybe hearts is the only suit he's weak in. And I've just told him that I'm going to take care of the hearts for him by bidding it twice. But you understand, Tom, why I'm jumping?
Yes.
With a strong hand like that?
Yes.
Okay. Everybody understand the bidding? All right. Anybody want to, Ellen, would you do the hand B, please? Partners opened a club. I say a heart. Partner says a spade. What would you like us to do in hand B? Honey, you gotta unmute.
Sorry, in hand A, if you only had 2 majors in the heart, would you have still gone to 3 hearts?
What do you
If
mean
you
2
only had the
majors?
ace king,
2 honors?
2 honors, I meant,
I'm basing that on my total points.
total points, not on the 6.
Well, I'm bidding it twice because of the 6.
Okay. All right,
Do you want to do hand B for us?
I went to 3 spades.
Explain, please.
Okay, I can't talk that much.
Oh, okay, all right. Since I'm sorry you're going through pain. When you're up to talking, give me a call. So I would go to 4 spades on that. Here's why. I've got 7, 8. I've got 13 high card points, and I've got a point for the extra for the doubleton and diamonds. I've got 14 points. My partner has an opening hand.
14.
If I were to say 3 spades, I'm inviting him. Inviting means, partner, we may not have this. You decide whether we should go to game. Partner has an opportunity to pass. We have this. He opened, I have opening points. He's got 4 spades, I've got 4 spades. What are we waiting for? I'm going right to game. I see some people nodding their heads. I hope that means that they're agreeing and not that they're falling asleep. Okay. All right. But you guys understand what I'm saying? He who knows goes. You know you've got game, don't invite. And Erna, would you like to do hand C?
Yes, hand C has, I have 4 spades, so I'm going to and 10 high card points plus 1 distribution. So with 11 points, I bid 3 spades, inviting.
Good. There's where you do your inviting. Why am I yelling at you? There's where you do your inviting. Because you're not sure that there's a game. Okay? I'm loving it. All right. I also snuck in, we're not going to have time to do sample hands today, so you guys are going to have to look over the sample hands for homework. Going to go over the rule of 20. Rule of 20 is for people in any position where there has not been an opening bid. So you could be the dealer, you could be in the second position, the dealer passed and now it's your bid. Third position, 2 people passed before you, nobody has bid. It's not like the rule of 15 where you really have to be in 4th position. You're not going to use it unless you're in 4th position. This could be in any position. So the rule of 20 says, I'm not even going to give you a minute to look over it. I'm just going to tell you. Rule of 20 says, you take your high card points, and to that you add the number of cards in your 2 longest suits. If the total equals 20, bid. So you have 12 points, and this is your hand. While I'm doing this, you can look over the page. So not to waste time. Okay, this is your hand. If I did this right, you should count 12 high card points here. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. And I have 13 cards? Yes.
Yes.
So how many cards are in my two longest suits together?
8.
So 12 points plus. Just going to give that person a minute to silence their phone. Okay. So 12 high card points plus 8 cards in your two longest suits equals 20. And I can open this hand. In the past, you might have said, oh, gee, I wish there was an extra point here. Then it'd be 13 points I can open. But now that you know the rule of 20, you can open this hand. What would your opening bid be?
Club.
1 diamond.
One
So
club.
I hear two different opinions.
One diamond.
I'm guessing that my friend Gladys plays that old-fashioned way where you have to have 4 diamonds to bid diamonds.
Correct.
Gladys is not going to play that way in this class because that way went out with the horse and buggy. If she wants to play with her friends that way, that's fine, but not in here. In here, we play the modern way, which is the better of 2 minors, which automatically means the longer minor suit.
Oh, I can do,
Gladys, what?
I can do that.
Good girl. So your opening bid is 1 diamond because it's longer than the clubs. So again, the better of 2 minors says, whichever is longer is the one you bid, assuming you don't have a 5-card major. Of course, if you have a 5-card major, you open that. If you don't have, if they're the same length and they're both 3 cards in each, you'd open the clubs. If they're both 4, you open the diamonds. This is one of the few times where you would actually open a diamond with less than 4. It's almost always the same thing as what you play, but in this case, you'd open a diamond. Okay? Now, it can also work if you have fewer than 12 points. So let me give you 11 points. I'll turn a king into a queen, but I'm going to okay, let's try this. Okay. I have 6, 10, 11. Actually, you would have automatically opened this even without the rule of 20, wouldn't you have?
Yes.
Because you have 6, 10, 11 high card points.
2 more.
Plus an extra point for the extra heart, an extra point for the extra spade. That's 13 points. So let's change this and let's take that 2 of hearts away and make it a 2 of clubs. Okay. Now you have 10 and 4, sorry, 6 and 4 is 10, 11 high card points, and 9 cards in your 2 longest suits. 11 and 9 is 20. What would your opening bid be?
1 spade.
1 spade.
Okay.
By the way, if you did have 5 hearts and 5 spades, you'd still open 1 spade because we open the one that's higher on the bidding scale. Okay.